Hi guys, 18 Dapper here and welcome to this match preview for another very important game down towards the bottom end of League 1 this Saturday. It's Lincoln versus Doncaster Rovers. Let's get the video started. So guys, welcome to this match preview, Lincoln versus Doncaster Rovers at the LNER Stadium this Saturday. Two teams at the wrong end of League 1 fighting for a very valuable 3 points. If you're an existing subscriber, thank you for sticking around, thank you for the support that you've shown the channel. It is massively appreciated, it's not overlooked at all, so a big thank you to each and every one of you for sticking around, and if you're new to the channel, for joining the clan. And if this video has brought you to the channel and you've not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing so you don't miss any future content. And if this is the first video that you've seen us do, this is a format that will go through match previews. We'll look at the previous meetings between the two teams, we'll look at current form across all competitions. I choose a Donny Rovers player to profile. We have a look at the opponent, a brief history and my opinion on the one to watch for you guys. I say it all the time though, you know your team much better than what I do, so if I'm miles away, please let me know in the comments down below who we should be looking out for on the Saturday. And then we round the video off with 3 predictions. We've got a predicted team lineup thanks to Fanhub. Me and the family do a prediction of the league table, so there'll be an update on that. And then we finish the video off with the all-important score prediction. So without further ado, let's get into previous meetings. So Donny and Lincoln have faced off a total of 117 times in our history. Rovers coming out on top 38 times. Lincoln doing the slightly better of the two with 47 wins out of those 117 games. And we've shared the spoils on 32 occasions. So historically, Lincoln the better team. But more recently, Rovers have the edge. We look back at the last 5 meetings between the two clubs, and those 5 meetings saw Rovers come out winners on 4 occasions, and then the most recent a 0-0 draw at the Chemo. So we go back to August 2019 in League 1. It was a home win for the Rovers, 2-1, and then a month later in the Football League Trophy, a 3-1 victory for the Rovers. And then we move on to the 2020-2021 season, where it was 2 1-0 wins for the Rovers, and then as I touched on earlier, last month it was a 0-0 draw at the Chemo Stadium. So Rovers have the edge over recent history, so hopefully we can continue that into Saturday and build on a bit more positivity, but we'll get into that in a little while. So yeah, Rovers better over the last couple of games, but Lincoln the better team overall historically. On to current form. It's two teams that are not in great form at the minute. Both teams come in to this one off the back of 4 defeats. Rovers though, a win on Saturday. Lincoln managed a draw, so only 4 points between us out of our last 10 games there. There are some cup games thrown in there though. But Lincoln's last league win came back in October at high-flying Wigan, so it shows that they've got capabilities at this level and shouldn't be underestimated, with even though they're on a bit of a poor run of form. But since that win at Wigan, they've had 3 draws, 3 defeats in the league. They've also bowed out of the FA Cup and the Papa John's Trophy as well. So a bit of a rocky period for Lincoln at the minute. And in those 6 league games, they've struggled to score, and that's one of the main issues for Lincoln at the minute. Only finding the back of the net 4 times, whilst conceding 9 in those last 6 league games. And what this run has done is drag them into in towards the bottom end and the wrong end of the League 1 table. So it's vitally important that they don't lose on Saturday, but it's also vitally important that we beat them and remain in touching distance coming into the festive period, which is a very, very busy one. But we need the points desperately so that we're positioned well, and hopefully the recruitment in January is decent and we can get ourselves out of this mess. And talking about the mess, is slightly more positive vibes coming from Doncaster after a very, very important win against fellow strugglers Shrewsbury on Saturday. A narrow 1-0 win. Great header by Alowu, and it's, as I say, it's just keeping us in touching distance of getting out of the bottom 4. Gary McSheffrey doing a fantastic job at the minute, improving confidence within the squad, integrating youngsters into it. I think, well, we've got to because of the injury list at the minute, but I think he's doing a fantastic job of doing that. Rumours are that he's gone for the job full time. Do I want Gary McSheffrey to be the full-time manager? Ideally, no. I think he will make a very good manager, but he's doing superb work with the under-18s, and I think we need that much more than Gary McSheffrey managing the first team. I think we need somebody in with experience and a good coach, a good man manager. We need the whole package really. And as I say, Gary McSheffrey is doing a fantastic job for the first team, but I'd sooner see him and Frank developing the youngsters, because what we're seeing coming through is a decent crop of talent, in my opinion, but they're just not quite ready for first team football. I think Gary and Frank will help them achieve and progress. So yeah, for me, Gary wouldn't be my first choice for the first team manager, but he's gone for it. If he gets it, obviously I want him to do extremely well while being manager, if he does get it. But yeah, this is a very tough away day going into Christmas, and for me, we can't afford to lose it. I'd take a draw right now to continue that a little bit of momentum, win and a draw, increase the confidence a little bit, but I'd love to win it. I'd love to win it to close that gap a little bit more and put us in a much better position than what we are now. On to player profile for this video, I've gone with youngster Liam Ravenhill, 19 years old midfielder, made his league debut on Saturday. He's played in the FA Cup this season as well, but he's been on loan at Micklehove and Telford United, 12 career appearances, no goals yet, but for me, I've touched on it, Gary and Frank are starting to develop youngsters and they're getting them ready to hopefully come through into the first team. I think it's a little early for some of them to be asked so much of, but needs must. We're struggling for players, and these youngsters have come in, and the fight, the desire, the determination that they're showing is, for me, all that I could ask for from players. Win, lose, draw, the result is immaterial for me. The performance is what matters. Obviously, we all want to win every single game, but for me, I can't accept subpar performances from players. If we get beat by the better team, so be it. But yeah, for me, performance is up there. And Liam came on Saturday. He provided a bit of energy in the midfield, a bit of bite. Takes after his dad with that one, and I'm looking forward to seeing him progress and develop. And hopefully, we've got an absolute gem on our hands in Liam Ravenhill. Moving on to the opponent, Lincoln City, founded in 1884, currently managed by Michael Appleton, who's probably under a little bit of pressure at the minute to start getting results, and they'll be looking at this one, thinking Rovers, second bottom, at home, could this be where it turns? So yeah, good manager, Michael Appleton. I do appreciate his style of football and what he's trying to do at Lincoln, so hopefully he gets given time and they don't stay in and around the bottom four. Had a very good shot at it last season, getting to the playoff final, and just missed out, but they lost a lot of players. It's a bit of a rebuilding season, a little bit like Donny Rovers. So yeah, hopefully Michael gets time, gets given the opportunity to build something at Lincoln. Some recent honours for the Imps: National League champions in 2016-17, Football League trophy winners the season after in 17-18, and then League 2 champions in 18-19. So a little period there of positivity for Imps fans under the Cowleys, and fondly remembered, I'm sure. And for me, the one to watch for you guys on Saturday, he scored 2 last Saturday. It is Teddy Bishop. Plenty of assists this season as well. Top of the list with assists for Lincoln this season across all competitions. I believe it's 5. So he's got that creativity about him. He can find a pass into the strikers. You've got Scully, who's putting 11. I think he's put 11 goals away. But they're struggling with injuries at the minute, and I think Teddy is probably the shining light, especially from the brace on Saturday. So yeah, one to watch for me for the Imps this Saturday. If we close him out, who knows? We may come away with a point or maybe 3. Moving on to the predicted team lineup, thanks to Fanhub. If you've not downloaded this app yet, please do. Plenty of features on there, and they're adding more and more as the season goes on. If you do download it and you find yourself in a queue, you can use this golden ticket code. There's one use remaining, so you've got to be quick. 18D-RCW. Pop that in, you skip the queue, you're straight into the app. And one feature on the app, you can predict your team lineup for your club for the upcoming game. And for me, I've gone with unchanged from the last game that I predicted. I think he'll change. He'll change approach a little bit from Saturday away from home. I think he'll go with this. I'm going with Louis Jones in goal, a back three of Olowu, Anderson and Ben Blythe, Kyle Noyle and Brandon Horton as wing back, so we can play as a five at the back, or they can push up when we're attacking to support. A midfield of Matt Smith, Ethan Galbraith, and then two attacking midfielders of Tommy Rowe and Aidan Barlow, with Joe Dodu leading the line up top. So that's my predicted team lineup for Saturday. On to the Predictions League table. So if you are new to this, me and the family predict the scoreline for every single league game. If we get the scoreline spot on, we get 3 points. If we get the outcome right but not the scoreline, we get 1 point. If we get it completely wrong, which we do quite a lot, we get no points. And Saturday's game, 2 of us went for wins, 1 went for a defeat, 1 went with a draw. No change to the table, but there is change to the points. I remain top on 17 points. I went with a 2-1 win. My dad went with a 1-1 draw, so I pull away from him a little bit. He's second on 13 points. Chris also went with a 2-1 win, so he closes the gap on my dad to 12 points. And Max went with a 2-1 defeat, so still propping up the table on 11 points. He's currently holding the trophy, so all us three chomping at the bit to get that trophy this season. If you want to keep up to date with this before the next preview video, I do post our predictions on my Twitter. Link in the description down below. Please go ahead and follow me there. And finally, that takes me on to my score prediction. I think it's going to be a very tight encounter. As I've touched upon earlier in the video, I think it's a game that neither team will want to lose. So I can see a very tight, nervy, cagey 1-1 draw. As I say, both teams will not want to lose this one, and for us, start to get cut adrift. For Lincoln, get pulled into it even more. Both teams obviously will want to win the game, but I think we'll cancel each other out, as we did at the Keepmoat Stadium, and I think it'll finish a 1-1 draw on Saturday. And that's it for this video. If you've enjoyed it, please stick a big thumbs up on it for us, please. Comments in the section down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.